You are Locked On Bulldogs, your daily podcast on the Georgia Bulldogs. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Hello and welcome to the Locked On Bulldogs podcast. I am Daniel.
I am Clint, and congratulations to all fathers out there and mothers who introduced their children to Dre for the first time this past weekend. Just good on you. It's what needed to happen, if I could be totally honest.
It's long overdue, some would say.
It's very long overdue. This is Locked On Bulldogs here on the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Today's episode is brought to you by RockAuto.com. RockAuto.com, every car part your car will ever need. Daniel and I talked Matt Stafford, and they are the full mustache of auto parts dealership.
Right. Get the official slogan in there because we don't want to lose the sponsorship.
By the way, the unofficial. The unofficial.
It's the official slogan as of the Locked On Bulldogs podcast.
Locked On Bulldogs. We consider them.
That's right.
MDub legal department screaming in my ear right now. So
listen,
let's make sure.
Rock Auto, reach out. We would love to help you with slogans in the future. It'd be a great part of our relationship. It's a great company. Really might as well have a great slogan.
Really would. Hey, we talked yesterday about Matt Stafford, what it means that Georgia Bulldog players win Super Bowls and are face of the franchise. It's a good thing. It's not a monumental thing, as we discussed. Go back and listen to that. If you're listening to us on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, anywhere you get downloaded podcasts, thank you for listening to that. Leave us a 5-star rating and review. And if you're on YouTube, comment below. Give us your best take, what you think we got right or wrong. We love interacting there, as well as subscribe, download, listen daily. This is your podcast every day, your team every day, Locked On Bulldogs. Today, we are deviating away from the Super Bowl. That is gone. We're deviating away from Auburn, but I guarantee you, before the offseason is over, we'll be back.
We're just going to check back in.
It's a trail that you and I know very well. Okay.
Yes. It's well trodden. Trodden.
Yeah, right. No, today we're going to talk CJ Washington, recruit coming in the class, Mr. Washington linebacker. We're going to talk about him, who he was in high school, what we think he's going to do year one, and then at the end, projection for his time at UGA with some comps. This is what we did last week with 3 players. We're going to keep on doing it throughout this offseason with different recruits. And today happens to be CJ Washington. And by the way, Weldon brothers. Golly, I get every single time. I think
Weller brothers live back here on this show.
I know they do. Good whiskey, good bourbon, good whiskey. Weller is fantastic. But Weldon brothers, just so you know, this is my love for you. I heard you took my boy, Malachi Starks. And you know what? I'm going to give him to you.
Check back later in the week and hopefully have some guests on, some new guests on. We're going to continue this series. It's been a lot of fun. We're going to continue talking about these Georgia recruits, but let's not bury the lead anymore. CJ Washington, Clint. The question we typically ask here in this first segment is, what excites you the most about this kid, just as an overall prospect? And I'm going to give you the floor here because I think the answer is a lot of things.
Let me list the ways. Okay, just sit back and let me pontificate. Why is it good? One, talking about versatility, talking about speed at the linebacker position, and this kid has it. He played running back as well as defensive end as well as linebacker in high school, and each one of the times he showed off his speed, getting through the hole on offense, getting around the tackle on defensive end, and getting to the ball carrier as well as out in space. CJ Washington has the speed. Secondly, he has the size. Now bear with me, okay? Old school. I need hacksaw Jim Duggan type WWF linebacker type deal. Okay, there it is. Look at that. Just bushwhacking on in.
Bushwhacking on in there. That's right.
Here's what I need.
9 people got that reference. They were,
and all of the 9 people that got that reference were the first ones introducing their children to Dre this weekend.
Jump in. I would say jump in the comments if you got that reference. But there's a decent chance you don't know how to comment on a YouTube video if you got that reference. Because
talk to your children about.
Ask your kids how to comment on this video and jump in the comments.
That's right. Yeah. So when you talk about linebackers that were and linebackers that are now, they are Nakobe Dean-esque linebackers, right? 6 foot on a good day for Nakobe, short arms. This is all the things you're hearing out of the NFL draft combine and measurables along that. He's 6'1", 215, probably get up to 220, 225 when all is said and done at UGA after year 1 or year 2. But that's the size that these linebackers are, guys, because they have to be versatile. They have to be playing in space. They have to get after, they have to blitz. And speed is crucial for it. So speed, size, and then the third thing that you keep on hearing time and time again, he's out of Cedertown, which that's one of the things you hear all the time. Is Cedertown a big deal in Georgia recruiting?
Just a little podunk nothing town. I don't know what would be significant about it. I don't know.
Okay, well, it's big for those who know. But what you hear time and time again is this kid gets it as it turns into the chalkboard or the dry erase board or on the board when he talks about defensive mentality, when you talk about coverages, when you talk about getting assignments down and where to go and understanding the whole scheme. This guy gets it. So you're talking speed, size, and brains at a premium position that UGA is pumping out linebacker. You give it to me.
Okay, then. You segue right into the thing that I'm most excited about, Clint, and that is, it's not just Cedertown, but this cousin of one Sir Nicholas Chubb.
I'm glad you put respect on his name.
Family member to my favorite Georgia player of all time. His senior year in high school, he wore the number 27 at Cedertown to honor the great 27 of Cedertown, Nick Chubb, while playing running back. You understand what kind of stones you have to be the starting running back at Cedertown and be the cousin of Nick Chubb and put the 27 on, Clint? This kid, he gets it, but he's got no fear, Clint. He's ready to absolutely bring it, and that is enough for me. You understand? Do I know exactly how he's going to fit in and what he's going to look like? And we're going to talk about year 1 and we're going to talk about all this stuff. Like, no, I don't. But here's what I know. He comes from good stock. And this kid can run, and this kid can hit, and this kid's not afraid of it. He gets it. All right,
yes, sir.
As a Georgia fan, you have got to be excited about a prospect like this. He's also been a Georgia commit forever.
For like life.
That's the kind of thing, this anchor type member of the class of 2022 that you love to see. And so something else that excites me. All right, but let's project ahead to this coming season and talk about what we hope to see out of this kid moving forward. But first, once again, I'm going to tell you about Bet Online. Bet Online is the official sportsbook partner of the Locked On Bulldogs podcast. And that is because they are the only sportsbook that Clint and I would give our money to. BetOnline.net is where you can find them. You can find them on mobile. You can find them on the computer. And wherever it is that you find them, you go there and you bet on March Madness, college basketball, the NBA. You bet on golf. You bet on football futures. You get it. The Weldon brothers are going to come on, and I'm going to give them the microphone, Clint, and they're going to try to convince the world that you should sprinkle just a little bit on that Stetson Bennett Heisman line. So listen, if you don't think that you should, if you think that that's ridiculous,
guys,
I dare you to listen. I dare you to listen and see if you can be convinced.
I go on vacation for one time, and the pod just goes.
That's right. Clint's leaving, and so it's all about to break loose, okay, or fall apart, or explode with success.
Either one. These are the three options.
Who's to say? BetOnline.net has already exploded with success. They've got a premium new look, a great site. It's easy to navigate. It's easy to get your money in, get your money out. You place all your wagers. Go there right now. Enter the promo code Locked On. You get a bonus on your initial deposit. That's free money that they give you to use to bet on all of your favorite sports. BetOnline.net is the official sportsbook partner of the Locked On Bulldogs podcast.
All right, so year one, coming at inside linebacker. I don't know if you heard this, Daniel, so stop me if you've heard this before. There's a little turnover in the inside linebacker room.
Now, hold on. Did we lose N'Kobe Dean?
Yeah.
Did we lose Quay Walker, though?
Yes, sir.
But did Channing Tindall rip my heart out when he did what he was always going to do? But for a moment, I had a little hope.
You believed it because you saw other players that you weren't expecting back say they were coming back, and he hadn't announced anything. So your heart went there, but he was gone, guys, this whole entire time.
They all gone.
Yeah.
Clint. Okay, so there's no returning production to speak of. I know there's some other guys that played. Okay, but there's no returning production to speak of. But there is some young talent.
Ooh, my goodness. Is there? You say talent, you mean talent with a capital T, Daniel.
I mean uber talent, yes. Last year's class loaded with linebackers. And there's some guys, even if you go back a little bit before that, that are waiting their turn and hoping to get their shot.
Dumas Johnson, Daniel.
Yes.
We saw him flash when he showed up. Like flash.
That's when I say returning production. I knew somebody's going to jump in the comments and talk about Dumas Johnson. And like I get it.
It's not returning production.
But it's garbage time that he played, and it's, he had a pick six for crying out loud. But it's not like he didn't do anything, but it's garbage time mostly that he played. But
it's not the same.
But this kid, what do we expect coming in? He played outside linebacker and defensive end and running back in high school. And now all of a sudden at UGA, he's going to play inside linebacker, which makes me go, let's all just pump the brakes. Okay? Because he didn't play inside linebacker in high school.
No, he did not.
He played defensive end, outside linebacker.
Yes, he did.
But apparently, Glenn Schumann, Kirby Smart, and co. Want him on the inside. That's where they want him training.
Yep.
I expect that this kid could earn himself a role on special teams
easily.
And I expect that this kid, that 2022 is going to be a very important year for his career, but not because he's on the field playing. I think it's going to be a very important year for his career because it's going to be the year that he decides what position he's going to play at the University of Georgia, because this path diverges into two roads, and one of them is inside linebacker, but the other, Clint, is not next door or around the corner from inside linebacker.
No.
It's in a whole nother neighborhood in a whole nother city, and that city's called offense.
That's on the other side of the ball. Riverside, that thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Because reports are there's been some conversations between one CJ Washington and one Dell McGee on the Georgia staff. And Dell says, hey, things don't work out over there for Will Muschamp and company. Why don't you just mosey on over here? And Dell McGee gets his hands on a guy like this, Clint. Uh-oh.
Watch out.
Oh,
y'all.
No. Okay, so I think it's going to be an important year. But I think either way, obviously, he's not playing. He's not cracking the rotation at running back. He's not cracking the rotation at inside linebacker. I don't think. Now, he could come in, flash, surprise some people. The only negative things you read about this kid are change of direction and like lateral quickness. And, he's got that downhill speed. He's got that straight line speed. He's got that running back speed.
No, Daniel, we're not talking about Channing Tindall and the reasons people thought he was going to be a bust. We're not talking about
exactly. But Channing Tindall, by the way, Clint, might be a decent comp for this kid, because what do we see out of Channing Tindall year one, year two, year three?
Nope.
Nothing. We saw a big, fat, steaming pile of nothing. And then what do we see out of Channing Tindall last year, Clint?
He went and got himself paid, Daniel. Yeah. Got himself paid.
Please do yourself a favor and don't be the idiot that gives up on these kids just because they don't crack the field in their first year. Because
we got Ryan Davis on the inside linebacking depth chart. You got to remember Ryan Davis as a recruit. Like, that was a good get. This kid is good. He's skilled. He's talented.
Why hadn't he transferred, Clint? It's weird. Why hadn't he? Why hadn't he left the program, Clint?
Oh no.
Oh. Okay.
It's almost like he knows something and the coaches know something that we don't, Daniel.
See?
Just a hypothetical. I'm not here to.
So do I expect a lot out of CJ Washington this year? No, I don't. I do expect that we'll hear his name called. He might register some tackles, specifically on special teams. He will certainly get on the field in a lot of these games. Georgia's going to be up by points, and he's going to get some garbage time run in all these games. I'm so glad he's an early enrollee.
Yes.
And so when the spring game comes around, we're going to get a little peek at him. We're going to get to see him. He's one of the many guys that we're going to get to watch, and I'm excited about that.
If we hear CJ Washington's name year one, something has gone horribly wrong. Okay, guys, this is a kid that if he's playing inside linebacker, we've worked ourselves through 4 top talented inside uber athletic guys. Okay, that's not good.
Yeah,
if we're hearing him at running back, Branson Robinson has just spontaneously combust on the sideline. That's what's happened. Okay, so science is taking a deep hit as well as our hearts if we hear CJ's name.
Science doesn't know. How does it work? We don't know. Science doesn't.
I don't know. I don't. No, I expect nothing, and that's good. Get in, learn, be smart, be skilled, do some yoga for hips, apparently, which again is just the stupidest thing. I love when these insiders and gurus come out here and just want to plaster a kid's success or failure all over the board just so definitively. He doesn't have any lateral. You have no idea. You can say he's displayed some things. That's fine. But we anticipate him getting into the weight room, getting into the program, becoming a fast learn on special teams, a very talented kid. But we're looking for years 3 and 4 to be very, very important, whatever he decides and where the coaching staff decides for him to go. With that being said, we're going to come back and give comps for who we think CJ Washington could be as his time at UGA. But first, I want to let you know about Rock Auto. Rock Auto is your place to get every single car part your car will ever need. Domestic, foreign, whether you have a manual, an automatic. Do people still drive manual? I got a manual. Do people still drive manual? Am I the only one?
I think they do. They do. They mostly know who the bushwhackers are and drive the manual transmission. It's the same demographic.
Fantastic. Venn diagram, a lot of crossover.
A lot of overlap there.
A lot of overlap. Rock Auto is your car part destination. Do not go to Walmart and get shanked at night in the auto parts department. Do not go to the local place and find a guy named Geoff. Don't do that either. Just stay away from all of it. From the comfort of your home, from where you are on your computer, you can go through. It's taking out the middleman of the warehouses and you. That's what you're paying for, the auto parts store. Don't do that. Head over to Rock Auto right now. Let them know we sent you by putting in the promo code or how did you hear about us section locked on. Lets us know that you went there. Lets them know that we sent you there. rockauto.com. Every car part your car will ever need. In the how did you hear us section, put in locked on.
All right, Clint. This is what the people tune in for. They want those comps.
Give me those comps.
They need those comps. And so I'm gonna let you kick us off. We've talked all about this kid. We know about what he is, what he brings. And so now forget about 2022, but I'm saying when all's said and done, we're gonna look back at this kid and we're gonna say the words, boy, he kind of reminded me of, and then
2 names for you. 2 names, and he's probably somewhere in between both of these guys. It's Natrez Patrick and Alec Ogletree. Now, if you remember Natrez, y'all harken back, okay? Natrez was a physical, explosive freak on defense.
Okay.
Guys. He was just when he decided to get with the program and run the play as it was supposed to go, he lit up tape. As a matter of fact, I was the moron that said he might shock us and make his way into the top of the draft. He didn't do that. He fell all the way back to the 7th round, the end of the draft, as a matter of fact. But he's making a name for himself now. He's on a roster. Sure. He's making plays. He's making tackles. Very, very explosive. Alec Ogletree, another explosive guy at linebacker, but a playmaker. Daniel, a very, very smart playmaking linebacker who wasn't the most talented on the field. You would never say that about he was imposing, he was down, but you would never say that guy's the freak, a Leonard Floyd type person, right? You never say that. You would say he's a playmaker. Guy's got a nose for the football. if he stays on the inside linebacking side, those are the two comps that I think he could wind up being. And they were great players for UGA. They weren't Mount Rushmore, Daniel, right?
Yeah. I mean, there was a moment when Alec Ogletree was probably on that Mount Rushmore. But, I mean, I think guys like Nakobe Dean have certainly passed. Certainly Roquan Smith, obviously, and Nakobe Dean in the last few years have passed him. But yeah, Alec Ogletree, great player. Natrez Patrick, listen, I can see it.
The explosiveness.
I'm gonna give you two as well, and one of them I already named because I actually think it's a really good comp. It's Channing Tindall. I actually think not just in terms of when he plays, like how long we have to wait for him, but in terms of, listen, can you imagine Channing Tindall as a running back? Clint, like that?
That's terrifying.
That is horrifying. It's the stuff of legends.
You guys understood that when the quarterback declared himself outside the pocket and wanted to run, he was literally tackled on that decision. It was like, well, that guy's a moron. Good luck. Channing Tindall going to hunt you down and take you down like you're in the Serengeti and you are a gazelle.
All right, we need to wrap this up because I'm going to go watch the national championship game again because I need to see it. I need to see it again. I'm sorry. We need to speed this thing along. So I'm going to give you Channing Tindall, but then I'm going to give you another one, and this one means something. Okay? This one means something to me, Georgia fans, because we're getting in the Wayback Machine. Okay? It's another Georgia Bulldog, but you're going to have to come back with me. Okay?
Okay.
I'm going to take you all the way back to the original 33 means pain.
Clint. Ooh, here we go.
It's Odell Thurman. This is the comp. Odell Thurman is the comp. Okay? Let me tell you some things about Odell Thurman.
Here we go.
Number one, do you want Odell Thurman in coverage? Absolutely, you do not.
Hard pass.
Hard pass. Let's just move on to the next question. Now, let me ask you this. Okay. Do you want Odell Thurman in run support? 100% you do.
Odell Thurman has never met a play in which the first step wasn't 2 steps forward.
That's right. Do you want Odell Thurman hitting the A gap with all he's got coming after the quarterback? Absolutely you do. Because 33 means pain, Clint. And I have a feeling that 27 might mean pain as well. So this is a downhill player.
Yep.
He comes with bad intentions. He has got insane straight line speed. And he has the ability, the frame, the weight, the willingness to get in there and put his head down and make tackles, get dirty. That's the thing that Odell brought. That's what makes this kind of great. And listen, if John Tweet Sports were here giving out just wacky comps,
what Mississippi State linebacker would he be like?
It's always going to be Mississippi State. John would be like, it'd be Montez Sweat. Just he plays defensive tackle, John. I don't care. That's who he is. If you project all of CJ Washington's, I have too much integrity to give this comp, but if you project all of CJ Washington's strengths, to infinity,
sure.
Do you know who you come out of the machine? Do you know who the machine pumps out? It's Thomas Davis. That's who the machine pumps out. The machine gives you put in CJ Washington, and then you take all of his attributes and strengths, and you move them all the way. You move the sliders all the way to the right, and then the machine gives you Thomas Davis. That's really the reach comp. I'll go one step back and go Odell Thurman, but yeah, Thomas Davis. That's the.
Ooh. You elicited somebody was eliciting the name of Pollock earlier on some comps that we did last week with defensive ends, and I thought, hey, you're talking GOAT status. You all want just Thomas Davis on us, one of the best thumping linebackers in college football history. I love it.
Call it like you see it.
Hey, that's Locked On Bulldogs for today. Come back tomorrow. Daniel's going to be back the rest of this week. I will peace out. I will catch you guys on the flip side following next week. But come back, Locked On Bulldogs, here on the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. We'll see you then.
See ya.